Let's see here. All right, so Cash is not feeling well today. He's out today. So I've got him on the camera. And what I need to do, Cash is gonna be a little boring for a little bit. I got to get people's put in their seating assignments here. Very exciting stuff happening. All right. Call this German 2. You guys are group B. All right. I have Lydia over here. And then Catherine Matulis. And then over here we have Ava. Connor White. And Millie Tuttle. And Ellis. While I'm doing this, can you guys do me a favor? I'll pass this around here. Can you get this, Lydia? And will all of you, just one line at a time, write your name and your email address there. I'm gonna have to send out a group email to everybody tomorrow with a link for, or maybe today, but probably tomorrow with a link for Zoom tomorrow, right? Okay, Ava, 9. Chloe, Paige. Max. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. That's German 2, Group B. Oh, is Cash is in this group too?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to put Cash, I'm going to put you. I'm talking to him right now. Cash, I'm going to put you. Huh? He's at home. I'm going to put him behind you, Catherine, or one behind you. So Cash will be in this row over by the windows. I think it's where you usually sit. All right. Kurt is here. Okay, Kurt, and I've got you your seat over by the windows behind Catherine. All right, let me see here now. Okay, Cash, I'll get your email for tomorrow. Let me put this, I'm gonna move the camera around here. Great. Okay. It's very important he's got a good shot of my whole face, my best side. You know, either I filter on, Snapchat, everything, it's all good. Looking good on the camera. I can't speak for other things, but all right. Let's look here. Our words on 18, auf Seite 18, and we can go over that and look at the Quizlet here just in a minute. And we talked about Oktoberfest yesterday. This is another article we're going to look at. And then, so let me move back over here real quick and put the Quizlet. And Eva, Millie, kannst du das Licht ausmachen? All right, let me get this. Okay. Share the screen. All right, can you guys see that? Let's okay, balloon. Balloon. Good. Holiday. Okay. Feiertag. Feiern is again the title of this chapter, to celebrate. Tag, you know, is day. Host. Gastgeber. Gastgeber. And a guest is a Gast. So Gastgeber, you're the guest, you're the host. It's usually opposite, but the word appears in both words. In German, Gastgeber, and Gast is a guest. Gift? No? Geschenk, right. There is a word gift in German. What does it mean? Poison. The word gift, G-I-F-T, in German means poison. So don't give anybody a gift in Germany, or you'll see what the prison system's like. You can come back and tell me about it. I haven't experienced it yet. Das Geschenk, card. Guys, come on. Die Karte, party. Die Party, same word as English, feminine, die Party. Surprise. Oh, there's the word right there. Überraschung. Die Überraschung. But to toast, like, This here? Is that what you're asking? All right. What about to toast? Anstoßen. To receive or to get. Right, bekommen. It's a false cognate. It looks like it means to become, but it's nothing about that at all. To invite. Einladen, as opposed to the other guy, Bin Laden. You don't want to invite him to your... Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Siri. You don't want to invite Mr. Bin Laden to your party. Well, he can't come anyway. But einladen is to invite. Okay, to celebrate. Goes back to the word for holiday. Feiern is a verb, to celebrate. It's the title of the chapter. To throw a party, as we say. What's the word for party? We just had it. Eine Party geben. So they give a party. We throw a party, maybe in some cases, to have fun. Just write down your name and email. You shouldn't. Spaß haben. Spaß is German for fun. To smile. Very similar to the word to laugh, but this verb is lächeln. Lächeln. To laugh, though, is lachen. They're spelled very similar. To give is a gift. Schenken. Schenken. To surprise. So we had Überraschung. Now the verb is überraschen. Congratulations. It's a long one. Yes. Herzlichen Glückwunsch. Herzlichen Glückwunsch. Ice cream. Das Eis. Ice cube. Würfel. I don't know why this is even in the vocab. Because finding an ice cube or ice cubes or ice in general in Germany is pretty difficult, or Europe in general. They don't use that much ice and stuff, not like we do. But there you go. McDonald's, you get a couple cubes like that maybe. Cookie. Also, it's kind of a weird, because we associate cakes and cookies. But here's the word, they're cakes. Yeah, but it doesn't mean cake, it means cookie. So, pastries. It comes from the verb to bake. It's das Gebäck. Backen is to bake, but baked goods, something like that. Champagne. So you can anstoßen. Thank you. Der Sekt is right. Candy is a long word for candy compared to our word. It's Süßigkeiten. But this word süß means sweet. A person can be sweet. Oh, du bist so süß. But also food or sugar or whatever, and candy can be sweet. That's the root of it. Süßigkeiten. Cake. Now we have the word for cake. And it's not cake. That's a cookie. Die Torte. And if anyone does any baking or really is into that kind of thing, torte, that's, we have a kind of cake called a tort here also, but it's a little different. Marriage. I'm not sure these rings are totally gold. I think they're gold plated. Because it looks like there's a little bit of wear. This husband's got some explaining to do. Would you buy these rings at Walmart, or what are you doing here? Marriage. Die Ehe. Die Ehe. Newlywed. Works for a male or female. Frischvermählte. Der or die Frischvermählte. Wedding. Marriage is one thing. Die Ehe, that's the hard part. Wedding, anybody can do that. What's a wedding? It's got to plan it all, right? Die Hochzeit. You know, this quiz is on, when is it? Friday? Okay. You know that, right? Anniversary. Danke. Jahrestag. Like, this is year, and this word's day. So that day and that same time each year, there's an anniversary. New Year's Eve, that's actually a person's name. It's a saint's name.
Isn't this the really long one?
No? No? This is Sylvester. Saint Sylvester. December 31st. Christmas is Weihnachten. And so this word weihen as a verb, weihen is to bless or consecrate something. And Nachten is an old form of the plural of nights, like 7 nights in a row. Or so blessed nights. Why is it more than one night? Christmas is just one day, right? But they start counting. You ever heard that song? What's the song called? Is it the 12 days of Christmas? Right. Is it 12 or 10? 12. It stretches from Christmas Eve until I think the Feast of Three Kings, which is like January 3rd, or maybe it depends on when it falls. I guess not. And that's the Christmas season. That's the 12 days they're talking about there. That works out about right, doesn't it? 24th. Yeah. Anyway, but they just call December 25th, though, Weihnachten, and that's just all it is. And to retire, I feel like I haven't shown this, but anyway, it's in Rente gehen. A person who's a retiree is a Rentner, or Rentnerin if it's a woman. To graduate's a bit different too. I remember we had this word last year. Abschluss machen. This is more like your degree. To get your degree or something. Friendship. Good. Freundschaft. Freundschaft. Happiness, or can mean good fortune. Glück, das Glück. Kiss, only one letter off from English. Close?
Yes.
Kuss. Take the I, make it a U. Der Kuss, love. Liebe, die Liebe. And the bonus is it's Merry Christmas, but in German, please say Frohe Weihnachten. Frohe Weihnachten is Merry Christmas. Say again. This theme right here? Yeah, the title of the chapter is Celebrate. To celebrate. Yeah, this one, yeah. Well, it's got stuff like balloons and champagne. Yeah, it's all about. You're right. All right. Let me bring this back up and let's stop that. I think I look better. And everyone say hi, Cash. Yeah. Look at that. He's just Cash. He's responding here. I like it. All right. Ja, Millie, kannst du das Lied wieder anmachen? Let's take a look here. All right. So, in the chapter, we read about. Huh? Yeah, of course. Let's just finish this about Oktoberfest, and we'll move on. We read about, I think we got almost everything. Oh, yeah. So, in the middle column, in Jahr 1818, so 8 years after the wedding that started the whole thing, das erste Karussell, we mentioned that. No, that was, did we talk about this? I'm sorry, other class, right? Sorry. So this is about Oktoberfest and the origin of Oktoberfest, which is, some people think it's like a fall festival or a harvest festival or something. But did we? We haven't read the article though. But Oktoberfest actually has a different origin than I think even most Germans think that it has. It's not just for the breweries in Munich to show off their beer and food and all that, but it actually comes from something really different. 24, 24. No, it started in the 1800s. 24. Okay, I want to read a bit that I'm going to call on you guys to read. The first, you see the guys playing the trombones there?
Yeah.
Am 12. Oktober 1810, 1810, heiratet Kronprinz Ludwig. So what's a kron? See that flag back in the back of Liechtenstein? That gold, what's that gold thing there?
Crown.
So what's a Kronprinz?
Oh,
That means he's going to someday, right, so probably the oldest son usually, okay. Kronprinz Ludwig, who later, when he became king, was known as Ludwig der Erste, the first. We talked about last year his descendant, not too far down, Ludwig der Zweite, remember him? Who built all the castles and bankrupt. Okay, that was his, that's number 2, and this is number 1, Ludwig der Erste. He married Prinzessin Theresa. Yeah, that's his wife. Vor den Toren Münchens, here's that verb, feiern, Menschen aus ganz Bayern, totally all over Bavaria came there. Die königliche Hochzeit. Well, what's a Hochzeit? We just went over that. Hochzeit. Hochzeit. Yeah, die Ehe. Well, the Hochzeit comes first and then the Ehe.
oh, here's it.
Yeah, you would celebrate the wedding, right? They're celebrating the wedding of Kronprinz Ludwig und Prinzessin Theresa. And a königliche Hochzeit, well, König is king. Think about that. What do we call that? A königliche. Yeah, your wedding won't, none of you, as far as I know, will have a, well, you could if you married a prince, I suppose, or a princess. A royal wedding, right. I don't want to count that possibility out. But, all right. And they're celebrating this auf einem Feld. What's a Feld? There's some baseball felt out there.
Field.
Field, right. And that field is still there today in Munich, but it changes the name. Dieses Feld heißt heute Theresienwiese. Wiese means like meadow, like so field works some of the same. Then who's Theresa? So they named this big field or meadow after her. It's in the middle of town, today at least it is. Theresienwiese. People today in Munich or in Bavaria wouldn't say all the time, they wouldn't say Theresienwiese. The next line says, viele Menschen nennen es einfach die Wiesen. Because there's only one in Munich, and when they say die Wiesen, they mean the Theresienwiese, not, there is no other one. Okay, I'm going to skip ahead a bit. 1810 kann man Pferderennen auf der Theresienwiese sehen. What are Pferderennen? Horse races. So they had, as part of the celebration, they had a horse races. They call horse racing the sport of kings. And, well, that's true. And so they had horse racing on this field. Und in den nächsten Jahren wiederholt man diese Pferderennen. They repeated it. They kept bringing it back. So you can imagine a wedding party celebration so much fun that people wanted to come back the next year and celebrate it again. And that's really what happened. They came back the next year and they had horse races again and a big celebration, although it was originally just for the wedding celebration. Okay, and then it says, das ist der Anfang Oktoberfest. What's Anfang, do you think? Das ist der Anfang Oktoberfest. That's not a bad guess, actually. Sorry. Annual? No. So, the beginning. That's the beginning of Oktoberfest, is this wedding, and they came back the next year to do it again, and then they're going to keep, and they're still going back. So how much longer now? We've got, now it's 100 years, and we got 210 years now they've been doing it. I don't know if it's going to happen this year or not, but they haven't done it every year. They stopped it during World War II, of course, when things were being bombed, and I'm not sure about World War I, but and I don't know if it's going to happen this year or not. I'm sure they've decided. Just have to check. Okay, let me see here. Paige, will you read im Jahr So say 1800. Say for me, please. 1800. 18. Keep going.
Oh, okay. Gibt es das erste Karussell?
Carousel. What's a carousel?
A carousel.
Right. So not everybody can be a horse jockey and ride the horses, but they have, for the kids, they had a ride. Right? Horses on it, right? Carousel. That's the first time. 8 years after the after the wedding.
Im Oktoberfest.
Yeah. Heute.
Heute finden man even Karussells an Festzelten.
Yeah. And look, how do they translate Festzelten? Say again. Pavilions, right? And really, I'll show you what but the pavilions are really like these kind of, they look like tents, but they're kind of semi-permanent buildings that they build every year, and they take them back down again. And every brewery, or major brewery in Munich, and there's a number of them, has their own pavilion or tent, and from there, of course, they only sell their own beer, and then they have food and all that underneath the tent. But I don't know how many. There's at least 7 big breweries that are represented. But also, our friends here are represented because there's a big brewery in Munich called Augustiner Bräu. Who are the Augustiner? The Augustinians, right? And so there was the monks in many cases that brewed beer. And that brewery still exists today. I have asked the Augustinians about it, and they say that they no longer have any financial interest in Augustiner Bräu. It's owned by some other company now. But anyway, it's kind of cool to see it when you're away from home and you see, oh, there's the Augustinians. All right. But you can buy that beer all over Germany, not just in Munich, but it's exported all over Germany. So, all right, keep going. Auf Willenborgs. Yeah, Riesenrad. And what's that? Well, look, see where the words are translated? Ferris wheel, right. And Willenborg is somebody's name, I guess, but Willenborg's Riesenrad. So that now we got carousel, tents for the beer breweries. We've got I've got the Ferris wheel carousel und einen float circus. Right. We should do a whole thing about that. Who's that for? Yeah, but who's it? Keep reading. They really train fleas to do things. Actually. You can look it up. Not right now, but you look it up. Who's this for, though? Float Circus für Kinder. Good. Keep reading. In den nächsten. Bereits. Yeah. So this is another misconception that Oktoberfest takes place all in October, but it doesn't, because the weather starts getting colder. If you start at October 10th, it starts to get pretty cold in Germany in October, not like here. So they backed up the start. I think maybe it'll tell us. Yeah, it's the first Saturday after September 15th. So like it begins around the middle of September and goes on into October, but doesn't go, a big part of it's actually in September. Okay, keep going. Traditionell. Fünfzehnten. Say this word for me. Say erste. Say der erste Tag. Der erste Samstag. So the first day after the first Saturday. Good. Der Oberbürgermeister. That's a great word. Saft.
Das erste, how do you say
Das erste.
erste Bierfest.
Right. So this is actually a tradition at a lot of beer festivals that the mayor, hey girls, that the mayor of the town opens the festival by tapping the first keg of beer. So there's where I was last couple of summers. They have a big beer. There's actually several breweries in this small town, and they have a thing called Beer Fest. Sounds easy, right? And the mayor goes and he taps there's like a cork, or not a cork, but a plug in the side of the thing. He knocks that thing inside with a chisel like thing, and the plug goes inside the barrel, and then they got to push the tap in there real fast, and then yeah. And so the mayor of Munich, who's in a big city that's called the Oberbürgermeister, he taps the first beer keg. That's a beer fuss. Okay, an und sagt. Right, that's what the mayor says. That's his line. Sagt es. Bayerisch bedeutet angezapft. Yeah, the keg has been tapped. Yeah, that's what it means. So, but Bayerisch is the dialect of German they speak there. So he says that, of course, Ozapft ist, and in regular German, es ist angezapft. Okay, der letzte Tag.
Der letzte Tag ist der erste.
You got it. Erste.
Erste Sonntag im Oktober in Uber.
Zwei.
200.
Ja, sehr gut.
Darin findet das Oktoberfest
24.
24
Cholera,
oder
Kriegen. What are Kriegen? Wars. And also, what else kept it from happening? Wars and no, well, okay, but guns, war, and bombs dropping. Yes, that we'll put that all under war. But what is this other thing here? Before it says Kriegen, it says what? Wegen blank oder Kriegen? Cholera. What's cholera? It's the same word in English. Cholera. Cholera, kids. You know what cholera is? Cholera makes COVID look like a newborn baby. And it's a pandemic. It's not the plague, but yeah, it's a disease. So they decided, so maybe that'll be the decision this year, not to do it. But cholera actually is pretty ugly. I think it affects, doesn't it? I might be thinking about it wrong. Anyway, I don't want to talk about it. I don't know for sure. Well, there's been different times that it's been a problem in Europe, so it's kind of come and gone. So those are the two things that made Oktoberfest not take place in over 210 years. War and cholera. So war and disease have kept things from happening. How many times has it not happened? It says 24 times. 24 Mal, because of cholera or wars. Didn't happen. Yep. I thought it was intestinal, and it's pretty ugly, isn't it? Look, now they do.
They were in torment, mild and severe. The classic symptoms is large amounts of watery
Cholera's never been so funny.
vomiting and muscle cramps.
Yeah.
And it's spread like dirty water.
Yeah.
Like unsanitary.
Most cholera has been wiped out by clean water, sanitation, but it came up again during World War II, especially like where they put the Jews in these ghetto in Warsaw and other big cities, and they didn't offer them, like, so they had to get buckets of water and stuff, and all that. It grows in cholera in the water, and then you pass it on. But I think the results of it are, if you're not treated for it, it's a bacteria, so it's a bacterial infection. And today they could get rid of it if you had it for some reason with antibiotics, I would imagine. I don't know. Dysentery is very similar, yeah. Oh, so there's, okay. I didn't know that. So, yeah, all this with vaccines and even antibiotics, that's all relatively new. I mean, that we actually have them in use and stuff, but I'm glad to hear that. Cholera's been around for a long time, so I hope they got that. They should clear up cholera before they clear up COVID, probably. Cholera's been around a while. Okay, over here there's a little information box here. That little brown, everyone see it? On 24? So it says Dr. Oktoberfest. Erste Oktoberfest, is that word again? Page. Erste Oktoberfest, 1810. Where do they have it? Or the place, Theresienwiese. How big is the Theresienwiese? Well, it's a square, it's half. Yeah, but it's a half. You guys listening? Yeah. It's half a square kilometer. Now, so, well, almost, not even completely. It's a big area. And today it's mainly rides, not just carousel, but like roller coasters. It's like the fair with the beer tents. I'll show you in a minute. How many people go? Besucher, visitors? More than 6 Millionen Gäste. So in a, 2.5 week maybe period, 6 million people visit. They have 14 big tents and 15 smaller of these food and beer tents. They sell these pork, what do they call that? Schweinehaxen. Pork knuckles. Yeah, it's really just the whole leg of the pig. They sell 69,000 of those. Bratwurst, they sell 119,000. Actually, it's double because actually sell them in two, so there's a pair of them. Garbage, 678 tons of garbage. I like the statistic. Lost things, 260 pairs of glasses and 200 cell phones.
Oh my God, wow.
There could be a correlation there between losing your eyeglasses and losing your cell phone. Like you can't see anymore, so I don't know where my phone went to. All right. Yeah, so interesting statistics, but it's really a pretty huge celebration. Now let me show you just a little bit of it. Give me just a minute here. Yeah, please. Okay. So turn the light for me, please. I'm just going to pick one of these up. I've looked at a couple of them, but. What?
This sentence is grammatically correct, but it's wordy and hard to read. It undermines the writer's message, and the word choice is bland.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Bottom Line Adventure YouTube channel where you're traveling, going on adventures, and today's travel adventure is Oktoberfest in Munich. And here's the bottom line. There's two ways to tackle Oktoberfest. If you have lots of time, you can go for 4 or 5 days and reserve a table in either the afternoon or evening shift and have a stress-free experience where you'll definitely get drinks, you'll definitely get food, and you know exactly where to be and when. The other way, if you don't have the luxury of time or money to do that, or you don't have a group of 10 friends to reserve a table, you can do what we do in this video, which is bounce around, experience tons of different tents, tons of different environments in a very short amount of time. But there are some tips and tricks you need to know in order to actually get the drinks and get the food, which we'll explain in this video.
Oh, it was. We'll watch it tomorrow. There we go. That pretty much sums it up right there. Woo! Cheers. Yep.
I got a girlfriend over quarantine, and her best friend speaks German. So
Really?
practicing with her.
Is she German?
She's not, but she got into it, and she has an app on her phone, and she's pretty good at it. So
Where's she from?
she's from here, so
Okay.
she's pretty good at it.